Greetings, exacting, extracting, crafty, Virgo. My name is Eliane Nicole. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, and now I'm going to do the December 2020 forecast for the sign of Virgo. I am going to start out with a tarot reading in the first half of the video, and then in the second half of the video, I'm going to talk about broad strokes of some of the planetary transits that are happening in the month of December. And I encourage you to follow me on Instagram at astrology.tarot.Eliane Nicole, because there I continue the conversation that I start here with these monthly videos, and I fill in more details about the planetary ingresses and the moons and the aspects that are happening in real time. So please join my community there too. And in the meantime, in between time, you can watch the videos for your sun and rising here, because your rising sign is what's really going to help you understand the second half of the video more. So as we enter the month of December, Virgo, you have the devil reversed. So it looks like you are coming out of a situation of bondage, and you are covered by the 8 of Wands reversed, which means like slowing down, halting, pausing, maybe, doing less tasks. And you're crossed by justice. And this is, this is how the card looks upright, but it's in your cross position, which the Kabbalists call this your tikkun, or your karmic correction. And that's around justice, it's around fairness, it's around equality. For some people, that could be a literal legal case that you're involved in, but if you're not involved in a lawsuit, it's just these concepts of fairness, justice, equality, diplomacy within your personal life. The basis of the situation, 5 of Wands, so this looks like a conflict or a struggle involving more than 2 people. What's leaving is the Queen of Swords reversed. This is a sharp-tongued woman. What could come into being is the 6 of Pentacles. This is a contract or negotiation around mid-month. It looks very favorable. If you're not a person who's involved in business or a professional capacity, this could be any kind of award, gift, financial disbursement that's coming to you, or it could just be that you are negotiating practical matters in your life some way. And what will come into being, the 9 of Pentacles reversed. This could be about a feeling of lack or scarcity around mid-month. And it's not necessarily based in reality. It could just be a feeling that's coming up. Fears or insecurities, the Hermit reversed. And this is about coming out of your shell, coming out of seclusion. It can also be feeling rejected or in exile or excluded somehow. Others see you, the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So this is, this looks like a man who's reneging on a business deal, or a man is reneging on an invitation or, material offer of some kind. Towards the end of the month, we see your positive feelings or strength reversed. So it looks like you feel very positive about just being gentle and not forcing a situation. And then the outcome at the end of the month, we see the Knight of Cups. So this is a man making a romantic proposal, being very romantic. So that is the tarot overview for Virgo for the month of December. And now I'm going to talk about broad strokes of some of the planetary alignments. As we enter the month of December, Mercury is moving into Sagittarius. For Virgo, Mercury in Sagittarius is moving into your 4th house of home. And so the 4th house is the house of home. It's the house of family, roots, legacy, wealth, real estate. Mercury is the planet of communication and how we think, how we write, how we listen. And Sagittarius is about more big picture thinking and more philosophical thinking and theoretical ideals. So during this period of December 1st through December 20th, there might be some big picture thinking around your home environment. You might be setting some new theoretical ideals around what, your perfect home situation is or something like that. December 7th, Pallas Athene is moving into the sign Aquarius. For Virgo, that is going to be in your house of sixth house. It's the house of health and fitness. It's Pallas Athene in Aquarius is very strategic. She's very wise, and she can see far into the future, and she's able to make very wise and strategic plans based on this really clear, big picture kind of foresight. And for you, that will be around health and fitness, for staff and employees, where that is applicable, for around coworkers, where that's applicable, just about around your work in general. It can be just around your daily routine, like if you don't have a job. The daily routine is very sixth house. And then also, I think I covered most of the things, the sixth house things. And so December 14th is the new moon total solar eclipse in Sagittarius. This is also in your fourth house of home. The fourth house of home is very significant for Virgo this month because there's a lot of Sagittarius energy happening, and that's where it all goes down for you. So new moons, if you follow me, are very rich and fertile soil to plant the seeds of intention that we want to grow. Well, a total solar eclipse new moon is like a new moon on steroids. So this is really powerful energy for new starts around these fourth house topics: home, the mother, roots, legacy, real estate, land, wealth. So I really encourage you to do a ritual, to do an altar, to do your spells, whatever you do. If you want to be on my altar, contact me. That is a service that I can provide for a limited amount of clients each new moon. But yeah, it's just a powerful time to set those intentions. And I will talk more in detail about the new moons. But you set the intentions around both Sagittarian themes and then for you, fourth house themes, which I talked about the fourth house part, but the Sagittarian themes that you put on top of that are, travel, higher education, spirituality, religion, higher truth. If broadcasting or publishing apply in your life, then those would also be things that you put intentions around at this new moon ritual. And then moving on, December 15th, Venus moves into Sagittarius, again, moving into your house of home. Venus is beautifying and attracting. So it looks like you're going to be making some big picture kind of long range goals about beautifying your home. This is not the time where you're necessarily going to be working out the details of it, but this is the time where you are developing your theory of the ideal, what your ideal home is, and kind of doing your vision work around it, and let's see, then and then it's also a time where because Venus is also relationships, so there is a part of that Venus and Sagittarius energy where one or both partners could be feeling like they want their freedom at this time too, or want more freedom at this time. December 15th, Chiron is going direct in Aries. That is in the 8th house for Virgo. So the 8th house, it's a really deep house. It has a wide range of issues that it deals with, and it can manifest for you on any one of those issues or various ones simultaneously or in order, whatever. The 8th house is the house of sex, death, rebirth, regeneration, transformation. It's also the house of other people's money, so it has to do with settlements, debts, wills, inheritances. Anyway, there's some healing here that needs to take place for Virgo around one of these topics. And December 15th is when Chiron goes direct, there's going to be some foreshadowing. It's going to it's going to come up, it's going to be stirred. And Chiron is the wounded healer. So any of us who are readers, doctors, therapists, all relate to that archetype. And many of you who are watching probably already have a relationship and understand how Chiron energy works. But even if you're not an actual healer, the Chiron energy has to do with your own healing. And Chiron, it's either the healer, it can be the victim or the wounded, or it can be the person who did the hurting, the afflictor of the wound. And so, and it can be physical wounds, it can be emotional wounds, it can be spiritual wounds, it can be financial wounds. And so, but Chiron is going to be coming to the forefront in 2021 in a major way. And I'm not going to spend so much time talking about that here because I'm going to be covering that more in my 2021 complete year overview videos. So definitely look out for those. I'll get more into Chiron, and then I'll write about it more in my feed, but I just want to touch on it and let you know that it's in that 8th house for you, so that when I continue to cover it, or if you follow other astrologers that are covering it, you'll know where in your life you can really see that energy unfolding. And again, it's starting up here, but this is something we're going to be dealing with through all of 2020, a large part of 2021 as well. December 16th, Aquarius, Saturn moves into Aquarius. And so this is, again, we're looking at your 5th house. Now, did I talk about, I must have talked about Pallas Athene moving into Aquarius in your 5th house. No, it's your 6th house, excuse me. Saturn is moving to your 6th house. No wonder I was confused. It's moving to your 6th house. It's been in your 5th house. Saturn is going to be, it's been in your 5th house for the past 2.5 years, creating limitations in that area. But now moving to the 6th house, it's going to be focusing. So Saturn is the great disciplinarian of our chart. And he's where we have to face reality. He's where we have to exercise discipline and commitment and a work ethic. And it's the 6th house. He's moving into your 6th house of health and fitness. So it's a really important time for Virgos to, be really having a daily workout routine and drinking enough water and getting enough rest and doing all your yearly checkups on time and meditating every day and really minding your physical health. That's really important. The other thing is it's really about your daily routine. Saturn really wants a daily routine, which Virgo is no stranger to that. So in that respect, I think Virgo will be able to, really work with Saturn. Saturn just wants discipline, commitment, hard work. And so anyway, I'm going to keep going. December 18th, the asteroid Juno moves into the sign of Sagittarius. So this is also moving into your house of home. So the asteroid Juno rules marriage. And during this transit, I think there are going to be, for people who are married, you and your partner will be setting some big picture ideals for the future around your home, around your living situation, around your roots, around your legacy. Any of these kinds of themes are what this could bring. And for those of you who are single, you might be just formulating some theoretical big picture ideals about the kind of marriage that you want. December 19th, Jupiter is moving into Aquarius. As Jupiter moves into Aquarius, it is moving into your house of health and fitness, work life, daily routine. It can also be staff and employees, that 6th house. So there's going to be expansion in that area over the next year that Jupiter is traveling through that house. December 20th, Mercury is moving into Capricorn. When Mercury moves into Capricorn, he is moving into your 5th house, and that is the house of creative projects, children, fun, pleasures, joy, romance. And Capricorn is very business minded. So in general, for the collective, it's a great time for us to all be writing our business plans for 2021 and our action plans and any, you know, it's Capricorn is about practical thinking, realistic thinking. Capricorn is, you know, conservative with words, straight to the point, no bullshit. Really familiar energy for Virgo that Virgo rolls with. And so I think Virgo kind of gets down with the Mercury and Capricorn vibe, and you're going to be thinking about just all the practical things that you are setting in place for the coming year, really starting at this time. December 21st, the sun also moves into Capricorn. Also, again, in this 5th house for you. So this might be highlighting creative projects, highlighting issues around your children, highlighting issues around pleasure, joy, fun, romance, any of those things from December 21st to January 19th. And then also December 21st is the Great Conjunction, where Jupiter and Saturn come together for the first time in 20 years, 0 degrees Aquarius. This is kicking off major new cycles. It's a new 20-year chapter for the collective, for human evolution. It's a new 200-year cycle. So this is affecting us on many different levels. It's a big turning point. It's one of the biggest cosmic turning points of the year, certainly. And for Virgo, this is happening in the 6th house. So the 6th house is an important house for you coming up over the next 20 years, you know, this 20-year cycle. And again, there's many different ways that the 6th house expresses itself. And while in this 20-year cycle, it will probably touch on all of these topics at one time or another for you, depending on the aspects that are going on. That's why this is such a great time to get a reading for you and to understand your chart. But again, the 6th house, health and fitness, daily routine, staff and employees, your work, your service in the world. How are you of service? It's also the house of small pets. And did I get everything? The house of service. It was called the house of slavery by the ancients. Work, day-to-day routine, health and fitness. I think I covered the major things. And then also, let's see, finally, December 29th, the full moon in Cancer. So that full moon in Cancer is going to be in the 11th house. So full moons illuminate. It will be illuminating things around friends and business associates. It's very emotional. It's very intuitive. It's very, you know, home-based. I think we're all going to obviously be wanting to stay home and with our families around the new year. But yeah, it's just a sensitive, vulnerable, cozy full moon at the end of the month in your house of friends. And so I think that is it. If you like this video, give me a like. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. Please subscribe to my channel. If you have not already, please share this video with other Virgos that you know. Also, of course, follow me on Instagram at astrology.tarot.Eliane Nicole. There I continue the conversation. I do daily posts in my stories about the daily transits that are happening. And then in my feed, I do more detailed posts about, you know, the planetary ingresses and the new moons and the full moons. And so it's just a way to keep learning about astrology and keep watching it unfold. And I appreciate you taking the time to listen and join me today. Please leave a comment about anything that resonated or any questions you have. And thank you so much. Have a wonderful December, Virgo.